Good morning this morning. It's a beautiful morning out here this morning. Let's have some coffee. Mm. I do have a little shade this morning, but the sun is right there. Right there. We have a busy day in the kitchen today, and so we got to get this day started. Let me tell you what my plans are. Having coffee with you is always the most important thing for me. If I can be outside and on the porch having coffee, then that's what I'm going to do. Then we're going to get into water in the garden. We got to water the garden while it's cool in the morning, and get those seeds really soaked. So I'm going to start the sprinkler. We're going to take the car for a spin, and then we're going to come back and we're going to get started in the kitchen. I'm going to be making some breakfast, some lunch, and some dinner. I do have plans for that. So we're going to be cooking up a storm. The dishwasher is unloaded, ready for all the dishes that I plan on using today. So it's going to be a busy day today. I've got some recipes that I want to try, and so today is the day. Mm, this coffee is delicious this morning. So tell me, how you guys doing today? Let me know down in the comments. And also, let me know if you enjoy um, the recipes that I'm about to show you today. I'm hoping you do. I love being outside. I do. I love being out on the porch in the morning having coffee with you guys. It's my favorite thing to do. I think now that all the trees are gone, from immediate over the house, I might I might come out and have breakfast on the porch. I used to do that all the time. I love having breakfast out here on my in my little patio furniture. Loved it. So I think I might do that. It brings me joy, so. But I am gonna have to kind of clean it up. So anyway, well, when we took apart the garden and emptied out the bags, because I did that, we emptied the bags out that was supposed to hold the potatoes. No potatoes. Second year, no potatoes. So I'm done with trying to grow potatoes. I don't know what it is about the dirt that was in the bag, the potato bags, but these potato bags will probably be used for something else to grow other than potatoes, um, because it wasn't working. So we took the soil out completely and we got it fertilized up, and that's what it went into the garden. And so we got it fertilized up and put more nutrients in it. And we made rows this time. We're working on rows this time. We're going to see if that works. And mostly what I showed you already yesterday's video, is pretty much greens in there because that's what I'm eating a lot of right now. And so during the spring next year, I am going to be, the kittens are out playing. During the spring, I'm going to be reevaluating what I want to plant and plant things that are on my new eating plan. I already have been kind of thinking about it. Like, one thing I wish I would have planted this year that I didn't was zucchini. So I planted it. And hopefully I'll get some in the fall. So I want to plant in the spring. I'm going to be planting yellow squash and, well, no, zucchini. Yellow squash is not on my list. Zucchini is. So but I do have some seeds for yellow squash. So I'm gonna have to ask, because the great thing about having a coach is my coach, she plants a garden too. And so I'm gonna ask her, what are the things that you're planting, for your diet? And so I'm gonna bounce ideas off of her. I like the fact that I have a coach that plants gardens, that preserves things, that does the things, some of the things that I do. And so I'm really looking forward to it. So I'm working these things into my plans that are in my head, having to rethink things and plan ahead. And so first thing that we're going to do this morning is we're going to, before it gets too hot, we're going to, let's get the garden watering, and I'm going to take a drive while the watering is going on. So let's get this started. Okay, it is garden time. We are watering the garden and my herbs. So we're going to let this run for about a good 10-15 minutes. Let the ground get really good and soaked. So let's go take a drive now. All right, everyone, let's go take a drive. Yeah. We're getting things done this morning. We are. So how you guys doing? I love taking you guys along with me. I would like film, the video going out, but in order for me to do that, I have to turn it the other direction, the phone the other direction, and when I do that, it makes all kinds of issues with the video, so I don't do that. Maybe one day I'll be able to afford, like a GoPro or something like that, that's more geared towards making videos, but right now this is doing fine for me. I don't understand why I need to buy a special camera when, well, this is doing fine. I'm all about saving money, and so I already have this camera. All right, here we go. We are going. We are getting it done. I love getting out and seeing people. I do. Okay. I view this little drive for me is like, okay, I'm going to work. I used to drive like this every day. Go to work and come home. So that's basically what it is. I'm going to work. Even though I've already done, some work already. Yep. You guys have been amazing. I just want you to know. Each and every one of you has been so amazing. The fact that you actually watch my videos and enjoy the content. It's just blowing my mind. By the time we get home, it'll be time to turn the water off. I don't know if you can hear me because of the traffic, so by the time we get home, it'll be time to turn the water off. Yep, it will. Yep, yep, yep. I'm just trying to make this little daily drive that I do kind of part of my routine and enjoy it. That's what I'm going to do with it. And the reason is because why not? Why not enjoy it? I enjoy driving. It's one of my favorite things to do. So taking a spin around the block every day is something that I should enjoy.
Okay.
That's what I'm doing. And you can see the sunlight in the camera. You saw it. It's getting me sunlight. It is getting me out of the house. It's getting me moving. It's doing all kinds of things. Increasing my mood. I have a new mailbox ordered. It should be in here within the next day or two. And one of the letters that I got, I think yesterday or the day before, had handwritten canceled on it. So I'm not sure if that was from the post office, the postman saying that he's not bringing my mail because of the broken mailbox. I'm not sure. I don't know. So what I'm doing is leaving the mailbox down on the ground out there just in case he delivers the mail and puts it in the box until the new one comes. Once the new one comes, then I'll have somebody put it up for me. And it's a pretty one too. It is a nice one. Comes with a new pole, everything. So all of these little things are adding up, people. So all right, so we got the drive done. We're gonna go and turn off the water, and we're gonna get in the house and get some breakfast done. It is time for us to make a frittata. So let me get my apron on. So I'm gonna be cooking in the kitchen. I need to have my apron on. So behind the scenes, I'm getting the apron on, and I'm gonna walk over there and get the recipe. I've got all the things lined up, ready to go. So let's start with the recipe so you know what I'm making. I am making, let me back you up so you can see the whole bit, including my cup of coffee there. Here we go. We're making the cheese and pepper frittata. And here's the recipe. And I got all the ingredients out. We need 1 teaspoon of extra virgin olive oil, 3/4 cup of bell pepper, 3/4 cup of, this is red bell pepper, green bell pepper. So together it's going to be 1.5 cups of peppers. 3/4 cup of sliced mushrooms, 3/4 cup of shredded Monterey Jack cheese. I do not have shredded Monterey Jack cheese, and I'm all about using what you have. So I have shredded Parmesan, so that's what's going in it. 2 teaspoons of fresh basil chopped. I don't have fresh basil, but what I do have is dried basil. So we'll do the same, 2 teaspoons of basil. 5 eggs lightly beaten, 2 egg whites lightly beaten. I am going to do 7 eggs. I'm not wasting the egg yolk. 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt and ground black pepper to taste. So let's get started. The very first thing I want to do is it says preheat the oven to 375. It's already preheating. Coat a 9-inch oven-proof skillet with cooking spray. I'm not going to coat it with cooking spray. Instead, what I'm going to do, instead of the extra virgin olive oil, I am going to add bacon grease to it because that's going to add some flavor. So let me get that skillet going on the stove. So here we go. I have my relatively new Lodge cast iron is what I'm going to use because I needed an oven safe. And I'm going to get me we're going to start with the peppers anyway, so I'm going to put the peppers right here for you to show you that I do have it ready and out to chop. Put that over here. Because my short self can't reach over that stuff without knocking it off the counter. So here we go with the bacon grease in the skillet. Bacon grease going in the skillet. Now we're going to get busy on the peppers. And I need 1.5 cups. And I'm pretty sure that what I have left over in here is going to make that 3/4 cup of red. This is red, yellow, and orange. So we're going to start by chopping these up. That's my oven telling me it's preheated. Right, there we go. That's done. Let's see how much it made. Boy. Let me see if I have a 3/4 cup. 1/2. I don't. So what I'm going to do is use a cup and make it almost full. Make it 3/4 full. And we're going to see how much this made. Oh, I did chop that. So I'm going to say that that is pretty close to being 3/4 full. All right, so that's good. I am now going to cut this down. I'm going to cut this off for right now because I need to get all these vegetables chopped up first. So we got 3/4 cup of the colored ones. Now we're going to move on to the green. I'm pretty sure most of this is going to go into this frittata. Here we go. Come on, I chopped that up. There we go. All right, we're going to keep chopping until I get that almost full. Line these all up. Here we go. All right, that is pretty much 3/4 full. So there's the green ones. I did have some green bell peppers left over. So we're gonna put this thing back into the refrigerator in a little bit, not right now. Now I'm gonna go ahead and do it so I don't knock it off the counter. I'm notorious for doing that stuff. Back in the refrigerator this goes. And the next step is mushrooms, and it says about 3/4 cup of mushrooms sliced. Well, these are already sliced. All I have to do is open these up. I love mushrooms, by the way. These are already washed and sliced up. So we are just going to fill up about that much of the mushrooms. The rest of these go into the refrigerator. Things that I want to add to this is I have this loose onion. in there. So I am going to use this little loose onion right here to add a little bit more flavor to it. So mushrooms are ready. Now we're gonna dice in, we're gonna throw in just a little bit of mushrooms. There we go. I mean onions. Okay, I'm gonna bring you over to the skillet because the next step is with the skillet. I think we have all the vegetables chopped up for this. So I'll bring you in. All right, here we are with my cast iron skillet. And I'm gonna get that fire going up underneath it again. And I'm pretty sure that the next step on this recipe was to saute those vegetables. Add the bell peppers, mushroom slices, stirring occasionally, and cook for about 5 minutes or until just soft. Alright, so once that gets heated back up, we're going to throw all the veggies in at the same time. I'm going to get a bowl out. Big enough to hold 7 eggs. So we can whip up some eggs. In goes the vegetables. We're going to add pepper to this. Here's where I get to kick in my own stuff. Because when I do vegetables in the skillet like this, you got to add some pepper to it. You got to add some salt to it. Already have onion flavor in it. And now while this is sauteing, I'm gonna crack up those eggs and get those beat up and ready to go in. That's the next stage. Close to the next stage. back in the refrigerator. Get them out of my way. I'm going to put in the egg salt and pepper. Heat up real good. There we go. Now it says, let me get this stirred. Hold on. Alright, the next thing is the basil. 2 tablespoons. I'll get a tablespoon out. I do have like a little scoop in the seasoning, but that's a lot of basil for me. I'm going to use 1 tablespoon. It said 2 tablespoons of fresh. So this is dried, so I am gonna stay on the conservative side of that, and yeah, I want it in there, but I don't want it too basil-y for breakfast. Alright, and now we're going to get this in. Now it's time to add the cheese. Alright, trust the process. And the cheese was, I'm going to use the Parmesan instead. And it is 3/4 cup of the cheese. Here we go. 3/4 cup of the cheese. Okay, here we go. Here goes the cheese. One on top. Alright. Cheese is on and spread out. And it says eggs on top of that. Here we go. I've never made a frittata before. I'm excited about this. I have to admit, I'm pretty excited about this. egg is on top. And now, off. Add egg and salt and pepper. Bake in the oven for about 30 minutes. Here goes my, you know what? Here goes this into the oven for 30 minutes. All right, here we go. And I'm gonna have to move you guys back a little bit because this is when my really short self can get dangerous in the kitchen, because I'm not tall enough to reach over from the front of the oven. So I have to come in from the side because I'm too short. Here we go. 30 minutes in the oven. Timer 10, 20, 30. Oh, it went to 40. There it goes. I will meet you guys back here in 30 minutes. The timer is going off. So we're going to turn off the timer. We're going to cancel the oven. Get it off. I have sneak peeked in there and it is for sure set. Remember, I have to get to the side of the oven. And there it is. Whoops. Whoops, I almost tripped over you. There is the frittata. I'm gonna rest it for a minute, and then I'm gonna plate up the amount for one serving. This is gonna be my breakfast this morning. So I'm gonna sit down and have breakfast. It's 10:30 in the morning and I'm hungry. So we're gonna sit down and eat this, and then I'm gonna get back because we have some more things that we need to cook today. This is a container of 3 servings of the frittata that I now have readily available for me to have for breakfast for the next week or so. Some people have asked me in the past how I take care of my cast iron. I have cooked on cast iron for most of my life. I grew up with my mom cooking with cast iron, and what she told me to do was wipe out the cast iron. When you get done with it, wipe it out with a wash rag, soapy wash rag, and then rinse that wash rag off and wipe it out again to get the soap residue off. Then I take bacon grease and I put a thin layer of bacon grease on it and put it back on the stove and let it go for 10-15 minutes, and then it's seasoned back up and ready for the next usage. And so over time that builds up, and that's how at least we did it on the farm. Okay, we just kept it this way and we seasoned it up every time we used it. So it's sitting on the fire right now, and I'm going to be preparing for the next recipe. The second recipe I'm going to attempt today is ham and egg bites for breakfast. And so we are going to have ham that I need to get used up. So we're going to take this recipe and alter it a little bit because it uses the pre-sliced deli ham for the cups, but that's not what I'm going to use. I'm going to use what I have in my refrigerator. And I'm going to squeeze about 2 squirts in each cup here. I'm going to, let me get my glasses on so I can see what I'm doing. What do I do with my glasses? The struggle is real. Let me go find my glasses. Yep, I had taken my kitchen glasses all the way to the other room. We're gonna make 12 of these. And I need to preheat the oven to 375. So we're gonna hit bake. We're gonna get it to 375 and start. So that's going. And then I'm going to, I spread those out. And now this is, it calls for like a ½ ounce of ham for each one of these cups. And the ham that I have is 6 ounces. So it's gonna make 12 cups. So I'm just gonna dice it up really fine and divide it up into those 12 cups, and I'll bring you back. I am measuring out what I have because the recipe called for 2 eggs in each one of these. But as you can see, 2 eggs are not gonna fit. So it's 1 egg and a ½ ounce of ham in each one of these. So it's gonna be 1½ ounces. Stop right there for a minute. We are going to salt and pepper these, or start stirring. I told you guys that we were going to be cooking in the kitchen today. Okay, so we got salt and pepper in there. We got pepper in there. Let's do the salt. All right, we got salt and pepper in each one of those. And I am just going to bust the yolk and stir it a little bit in there. Not really beat it up. Just make sure that that yolk is busted really good in there. So these are going to be ham and egg bites. And I know that each one is 1½ proteins. And that in the morning, I need about 4 protein. So 2 of these is 3 protein. So I can add something else, add a protein, or I can have 3 of them and have a ½ protein over, and then just adjust it as I go through the day. In the oven these go, and we're gonna bake them. I have to look to see. Now, the ham that I had in the refrigerator is going to be made into something that can be frozen and used at a later time for breakfast. Anytime I need them. It says 375, and then it says bake it for 15 minutes. So we're going to bake those for 15 minutes. Timer. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, go. 15 minutes, I'll bring you back. So now I have these ham and egg bites that are coming out of the oven, which will be available for me for meals. Doesn't necessarily have to be breakfast. So let's get these out. And that's done. That turned off and the oven off. And we're gonna let this cool down. And then these will be breakfast items that I can have. And I'll bring you back when I get ready for the next recipe, which I do have. I told you I was going to do a number of recipes today. I wanted y'all to see that I have 12 of these egg bites ready to go. They are going into my prepared foods, ready to just get out and heat up. And then we're going to start on my next 2 meals. Alright, I'm going to show you that I have, remember I had a serving of the sauteed Brussels sprouts and a serving of the green beans left? Well, I have 2 pork chops that I need to cook up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, I have the butter, I'm going to turn it down a little bit because I do want that, I don't want that butter to burn, but I do want it melted. And I'm going to turn it off. That's what I wanted. I wanted it melted. I wasn't quite prepared for that yet. But I do have 2 pork chops, and they are 4-ounce pork chops each. I weighed them, they were really close to being 8 ounces, so about 4 ounces each. And if you haven't figured it out, I'm pretty much cooking up my proteins for the next few days. I'm going to wash my hands. I've been dealing with raw pork chops. I'm basically going to just fry them up in the seasoned salt. I'm just going to do seasoned salt because that's a seasoning that I have. It's an older seasoning and I need to get it used up, so I'm just going to use seasoned salt. Let me get it loosened up. One side is seasoned up. Let me get this turned back on. I'm gonna get the tongs out. I'm gonna let this heat up just a little bit. I want it hot so that it'll go shh. I like that sound. When we put it in there. Now I do have a recipe for fried pork chops, but I want to repeat the other recipe that was on that meal plan with these 2 pork chops. I do have more pork chops in my freezer, and so when I get ready to do the fried pork chops, it's a recipe for I think 4 pork chops. So 4 or 8. So I want to wait and hold off on that one until I have at least 4 pork chops. ready to go. Okay, I'm smelling it. So that tells me it's pretty ready. And I'm putting seasoned fries down into the butter. And then I'm going to season this stuff. And I'm just going to let that sit right on that skillet. And let it cook for about 3 to 4 minutes on each side, and it should be done. And I'll bring you back when it's done. And this is going to be my 2-meal prep for pork. I'm bringing you guys in to show you. I use my digital thermometer. It read 79 degrees Celsius, which means that they are done. So I'm going to take those 2 pork chops out, let this all cool down. And these 2 pork chops, one will go in with the sauteed Brussels sprouts, and one will go in with the green beans. I'm bringing you in to show you the salad that I'm going to make for myself today. I have 2 cups of greens here, and I'm going to cut them up. Into smaller bite-sized pieces. Without cutting my fingers. Keep going. These are all the greens that I have planted in my fall garden as well. I have all these types of greens in there. I'll be looking forward to pulling some of these out of the garden instead of having to buy it from a grocery store. Get this in. Here we go. We got the greens in there. That's the first start. Then I'm going to put, the other day, I cut up half a cucumber. Well, I cut up a whole cucumber, and half of it went into the refrigerator. So it's going in here, into this salad now. Then, the viewer that sent me the groceries sent me radishes. And I did take those and slice them up. So we're going to put those in here. That's 2 containers out of the refrigerator. Then I weighed out 2 ounces of ham and 2 ounces of salami. This is making a salad out of using things that you need to get used up. So I'm going to cut these in strips first.
Now we got that in there. But on top of that, we do the same thing with 2 pieces of salami. Hard to believe we're in week 3 of this month. And I forgot today is the Essentials Pantry Day. So in a little bit we'll be heading down to the Essentials Pantry. Alright, that's done. Now all of this will go into the dishwasher before the next time I turn the camera on. I have goat cheese here, and I think what I want to do is take a piece of this goat cheese. I do like goat cheese, by the way. I do. And I'm going to crumble it right over the top of this. Goat cheese is a really creamy cheese. So there we go. And the rest of this goat cheese is going to go back into this bag, and we'll use it on another salad or another plate. I'm liking these salads for lunch. 2 tablespoons of this dressing. Let's see. Yep, it's about a tablespoon and a half, so that's it. It's done. This is a jar that I can reuse, so I'm going to put it in here, and I'll reuse it and make another salad dressing in it. And it'll be something that I can reuse over and over again. Alright, I'm going to sit down and enjoy this. I'm going to bring you over and we're going to test my blood. It's time. Test my glucose and my ketones. Alright, let's get this test done. Make this out. Alcohol swab. A lancet. Both of these. that and the meter. And let's see where we're standing right now. My glasses so I can see what I'm doing. A blue one and a red one. There we go. We're gonna do the red one first, which is a glucose test. I'm gonna put it in there. We are going to wet my finger, whichever one I use. Here we go. I felt it. I'm good to go. All right, let's see together. $102. Okay, that one is done. No, 105. 105. That one is done. Let's go to the next test. All right, here we go. Now I can stop the flow. 3, 2, 1. 1.2. It's within the range. It's on the high end of the range, which is good. That means I'm burning more fat. All right, I am going to get off of this so that I can get these results into the doctor. And then I'm gonna sit and eat my salad, okay? And the next time I get on the video, I will probably be heading to the essentials pantry. I'm really, really glad that I paused just now to eat my salad. It is now around 3:45 in the afternoon. And so let's head out to the essentials pantry. Let's see what we get from there. I have been really, really busy today, and I went to the essentials pantry, and this is what I got. I got a toothbrush with toothpaste, 2 razors, ivory soap, a deodorant, 6 rolls of toilet paper, dish soap, shampoo, and back here in the back hiding, laundry detergent. So this is gonna last me a month. This is awesome. And I certainly have been blessed by this. I'm gonna bring you in and show you one of the snacks that is on this eating plan. It is absolutely, I love this snack because it's one of my favorites from when I was a child. My mom used to make these all the time. And so, and it's on the list of things I can have, so that's exactly what I'm going to be making. And it is cream cheese on celery. Here we go. I think this will do it. Alright, so what I want to do is open this completely up and flat so that I can measure it out. And it's really not cooperating too much, but you get the gist. Okay. Alright, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take this and we'll put it right back in the spot where it belongs. And this much is about 2 ounces. So each one of these is gonna get just a little bit of cream cheese, not much. Each one of these is about an ounce. I think I cut that one a little bit bigger than 2 ounces. So we are just going to fill these and call it an ounce. Or half ounce. Sorry, half an ounce. Half ounce. I don't know, maybe. All I know is that I just need about 2 of these for a snack. And that's about all I need. How many of you guys used to have these all the time? Hmm? I'm gonna cut it just like this. Flip it over. Cut it in half. Half again. So this is going to make about 4 days worth of after my snacks in the evening. I have been so busy today. I sure have been. I have been cutting out with the recipes today. I'm gonna stretch this one right over the end of that and call that one. There we go. So this is going to be about 4 days of snacks for me. Already prepared up. If I'm going to do it once, I might as well do 4 at a time. what I'm going to do is put plastic wrap over the top of this, and it'll go in my refrigerator for already prepared snack for later. So you're wondering what I have in a snack? That's going to be it today. So for dinner tonight, I am going to have pork chop and Brussels sprouts, sauteed Brussels sprouts. And I am going to heat this up. And this is what I'm going to have for dinner tonight.